Oh, it was Prime Day over there at Amazon again, and you know what that means? I was on the hunt for great deals. Interesting RCs to bring you something good and affordable. Hopefully it's good, but you know, guys, you know the deal. Don't tell the wife, we got another RC car. Check it out, everyone. It is the Typhoon. This is a 1/10 scale car on Amazon Prime. I got it for $54.99. Even today, as I checked it this morning, it's still only $71.99. I have high hopes for this, but you know, I keep it honest here. If it's junk, I'll let you know. If it's pretty decent, I'll let you know that too. You know, I know that cost is a prohibiting factor for a lot of people getting into the hobby. So I enjoy trying to find good deals on something decent. And you know what? If it's bad, then that's okay, because then that tells you to stay away from it. So let's check out a few things. Now on the advertisement on Amazon, it says it could do 43 miles an hour. So we are definitely going to test that. So it says high performance radio control model, racing product, high speed 4-wheel drive, driving power, strong climbing ability, and its high configuration, strong grip, easily conquer all types of environment. So metal drive shaft system. So this is just a direct drive, independent suspension gear design, blah blah. But this is 550 motor. It did say it was brushed, so this does have me concerned. But 43 miles an hour. Hopefully they didn't mix that with kph. So I'm really hoping this is brushless. But look at that, 3 kilo analog servo, just three. Harden, that's actually what it says. Harden, hardened heavy duty metal gears, gear differential, front CVD. Oh, look at this. So this one comes with off-road tires. I guess sand is an option. And look, green, orange, red, and blue. Well, it looks like I got green. I didn't even know they had any other options. But, yeah, not much really to see here. We've already seen that. Well, I wish I would have had the blue. That one actually doesn't look too bad. But, man, guys, 10th scale. The last time we had something like that was with the legendary Thunder, and that actually turned out to be a really decent RC. And actually, I just shot a video with that one not too long ago. So let's check this out. Oh, wow. They got more tamper-resistant seals here than a bottle of Tylenol. Sheesh. Look at that. I don't know if I really call that 10th scale, but it is. Oh, so we got a basketball. Jeez. Oh man, I really thought this thing had. This is not off to a good start. You get one very plasticky transmitter. Does not feel like it's the best thing in the world, but we have a steering and throttle trim. That's it, nothing else. But you know, hey, that's fine. It's a little, you know, for me on the small side, my hand's kind of wedged in there. You know, RC Guy Garage could probably use that no problem. Not one, but two 2500 milliamp hour 2S lipos, 25C rated. They are in their own type of proprietary box, so, but it looks like just a regular JST connector there, so you might be able to do something with it, but that doesn't give me high hopes for a lot. Oh no, right there, there's, okay, so there's two like brass or gold type fittings right there for the power. Okay, get a cleaning brush, wheel wrench, cheap, basic charger, a black velour type bag for something, and a little owner's manual here. Let's see if there's anything useful in here. Probably not. This feels kind of small. Oh no, we do actually have a diagram here, the nice little parts list. Hey, I got a spider. Look at that. Get out of here. So, all plastic construction. We do actually have some hex there, and Phillips control arms feel okay. They got a nice flex to it. Little wheelie bar right here. And of course we've already noticed the friction damper shocks, which is completely stupid right here. But what do we got here? Non-adjustable toe and camber on the front, and a little warning sticker here. This is the aggravating part, is that they put these protective coatings on the bodies and then they install all the lights and everything on top of it. I usually try to leave this on, but seeing how that sticker was there, it just went ahead and ripped all this off. See, look at this, like these vents and everything had the plastic wrapped on it. And you know what? I just really don't care. Want to get this off of here. Sheesh, I wish they wouldn't do that. Take the stuff off. Alright, so quick look here. Look, we got lights in the bumper, lights on the roof, lights in the back. Little clipless system. Kind of looks a little like X-Maxi, kind of. Yeah. Very much so. And then you gotta be careful because you have this little light system here. So body feels okay. Feels decent. Let's just unplug this for now so we don't rip it, damage it. So here is our 550 motor. I can't tell what it is. I think I'm gonna take this off because I want to take a look at what's in here and underneath here. But bumper's got some good oh, look at this, it's got side lights too. Look at that. So we do actually have really nice upper control arms, front and rear. We do actually have full metal CVDs here on the front, and yeah, true dog bones in the rear. Okay, so we just have a little plastic hex here. The wheels are not vented at all. Doesn't feel like there's any foam in there. It's just kind of like filled with air. It feels okay. It feels actually really slick. It's kind of a firm sidewall. So this should be interesting if it's going to cause a traction roll with it being that firm. But it is nicely rounded right there. Yeah, so man, we need to open this thing up, but I want to put a battery in here real quick and see. I mean, this is convenient for kids. This actually makes it really easy just to put a battery in and not damage anything, if we can get it in there. Look at, wow. All these move too. Look at that, you can move the lights. Oh, even on the front. Even on the front you can move that. Let's darken this for a second here. Let's go ahead and plug this in. And I'll tell you what, this thing's got some lights. Not really sure what the point of this is, that it lights up the body there, but so we got some red lights. But that is cool, man. This thing, you know, you can move the lights. They pivot. That is kind of cool. Like I said, I don't understand. Well, I guess you aim those down. That's like your rock crawling lights. Whatever. Yeah, it is. Look at that. It lights up the bench. Not sure how well you can actually see that, but alright, alright. Now I'm just curious, man, what is under this cover? And how do you get the battery out once it's in here? Oh, that's... Alright, that's... I don't know, man. Is this how you're supposed to yeah. Alright, so that's kind of stupid that these tabs here are too short for you to actually get your damn fingers in here. So you're going to have to use like a little screwdriver or something to pry this up. And this is a brushed motor. Maybe I'm wrong, but it very much looks like a brushed motor. Oh, look at that. The heat sinks right there, the holes for the heat aren't even opened up. They're just taped over. So that's brilliant. They don't even put any kind of heat sink on here. They just tape it up. That's going to make this thing run kind of hot. Yeah, I wouldn't have bought this thing if I'd known it was brushless. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, it said 550, you should know, but I have seen brushless motors advertised as 550 size, so that way you know it's like a direct replacement for a brushed motor if it says 550 size. So it's a little hard to get at because the wires for this are a bit tight, but we do have a 2-in-1 ESC in there, and we have a servo here that's mounted at a weird kind of sideways angle. Still, it was $55, but there is no way in hell this thing's gonna run 43 miles an hour. And I'll put the info up there so you can see for yourself. So there is a little heat sink right here on this ESC that pops through here. So, really disappointed now. I did not want a brushed. Even for this much, I would not spend that money on a brushed car. So, freaking A. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing put back together. We're going to go out there and give it a run, see what this thing's got. I'll see you out there. All right, we got the RC Guy Garage GPS holder there tied to the back bumper. I only had the side lights. Unfortunately, when I took this thing apart, I pulled out the wire for the lights. And I will tell you what, putting this plastic piece back in is a pain because of those two prongs that stick up. The wire, there's a channel in there that the wire has to go through, so you have to like turn those nodes as you, so that's really hard to try to do. So let's see how old Bouncy here does. Let's see, we got speed. I'm thinking maybe 15 miles an hour. Whoa, where's this thing going? The trim's way off. Dude, that is so slow. All right, I'm not gonna look at this thing like, for me, I gotta separate my personal opinions of stuff. It's a $50 RC, which now it's $70, so. $19. We're gonna do one more here in the dirt. Very, very underwhelming. $17, so we lost 2 miles an hour. Not, I mean, terrible, but you know, it's expected. That's why I like to show you what it'll run in the dirt versus the road. Oh man, I was just talking to one of the lawn care workers out here. They love watching this. They're like, this thing is fast. I'm like, oh, it's not really that fast, but you know what, guys, it's not about speed necessarily, and I know I'm getting wrapped up in it. I'm just a little upset that they advertised this as, said it would go whatever 40 miles an hour, and it's only going like 20. But I will say it actually, for just having friction dampers, it's not doing bad. It's definitely not going to backflip. It's definitely not going to do that. Yeah, we got a little air control. Not a lot of power to bring it back up, so if you hit the brakes like that, just make sure just make sure it's it's what you need, because there's really not enough power to kick this thing up. Man, I'm kind of mad I unplugged the lights, but I am not about to open that up. So this is pretty cool. Look, it did do a wheelie. I didn't think it would. Okay. Oh man, come on. I'm starting to... Uh-oh, where do we go? Alright, I'm starting to get a little bit more respect for this little RC. I said, I don't know, guys, sorry, I just got a little upset that... And then I find it's just friction dampered shocks. But you know what? It's not bad. I think even at $70, if you're looking for something for your kid. Now, I haven't checked on Amazon as far as parts, but there is like a parts list on that manual, so I imagine you should be able to, because that to me is the key. You know, there's no point in really looking or buying an RC car if you can't get parts, because inevitably something will probably break. But will it jump the valley? It won't even jump this first bound. But hey, you know, it's okay. I'm actually, wow, I'm pleasantly surprised, man. I think, you know, it's heavy enough that the friction dampers really aren't hurting it. I mean, it jumped fairly well. We've taken a few tumbles here. The body hasn't come off. I really don't want to tumble in this concrete and break one of those lights, though. But you know what? Wow. I'm actually really surprised. I really came out here and thought, dude, this is gonna be such a horrible thing. I just hated it, just because based on that they lied. But I will say the downside is that for working on it, that the way they integrated those nodes onto the battery make it very, very inconvenient and hard to open this thing up. So working on that part's a little hard. I would normally complain about the friction dampers, but I mean, they really don't seem to be doing that bad on this RC. Oops. Yeah, they're still on there, at least. I mean, it's not the fastest, most powerful thing, but I mean, in all honesty, guys, it is not bad. So if you, I mean, you know what? Not everybody really wants something that's going to run 45, 50 miles an hour. So if you want something that's a decent size, that isn't one of these like little micro cars, I would say check it out. I mean, even at whatever it was, $77, I don't think it's a bad buy at all. I mean, it looks pretty well made. Like I said, I wish the lights were working, but I'm not taking this thing apart. I did not realize that until I got here, that the lights were torn apart. But it's not bad. Holy, I'm blown. I actually thought I was gonna come out here and just rip this thing to shreds, but I like it. You know, it's really hard. It's, well, I would say I don't really think this thing is 10th scale. It's a little on the small side for that, but I think this is a tough little RC. So like I said, you know, maybe if you're an adult, you just don't want something that fast, this would be good, especially, you know, if you got some kids. You definitely don't want to give them something running 50 miles an hour and crash into your car or furniture or something like that. This thing here, you know, it's not a bad speed. I mean, 20? So guys, I am actually pleasantly surprised with this. I seriously came out here just looking to bash this thing. I was kind of upset at their advertising. I said that's the biggest downfall. They should never advertise it going 30 something miles an hour. It can't. But knowing what you know now after watching this review, oh, I didn't even mention that the shocks have those little clips and they don't even give you any extra ones for adjustments, so that's kind of a negative. No extra clips for the shocks. They should have done that. But man, you know, you got metal drive cups, metal CVDs all the way around. I mean, it's good heavy duty plastics. We've bounced this thing around. I mean, haven't lost the body. Especially for 50 bucks, for $55, I'm really blown away with it. $70, I think it's still a good buy. God, wow, I'm just, I'm not gonna say it's the greatest thing, but it is not bad. It's not as bad as like I really had it made out in my head to be. So let me know what you think of the little Typhoon there. All right, everyone, appreciate the support. Links down below if you want to buy this or anything else. I'll leave a link down there. If you're interested in any of the camera gear or RC stuff, there's my Amazon store as well. I think maybe I already mentioned that. I can't remember. It helps me buy these cars to bring you this type of content. There's also discount codes for batteries and other stuff, other companies. So go ahead, please check out the list in the video description and see all the cool stuff I have set up with other companies. And oh man, it's starting to rain. Now I got another car to review. All right, everyone, appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. See you next.